Hey guys, what's cracking? Godspeed here, coming at you with the next episode of Divinez Deluxe Season 3. This one is going to be another big one because we've got the reveal of Artisaria, the polyphonic girl herself, and this is the final Set 7 reveal that we've been waiting on, and they may or may not have saved the best for last, and taking her on is going to be her opponent Senka, the wielder of Impaldio for those who don't remember the characters by name. So it's going to be an interesting battle of the waifus, and also kind of a battle of the brand-like decks, even though Artisaria is technically a lyrical deck, but you know, they both have that like very big cybernetic technology kind of aesthetic to them. So there's a lot of similarities here, and yet maybe opposites, because the attitude of these fighters seem to be on the polar ends of the spectrum there. So we've definitely got a good chemistry for this upcoming fight. With me today, I've got the homie Zenon, who is going to be the biggest Artisaria gooner in all the land.
Bushi, let me tell you, if you manage to bring Otto as Suzune's vocal artist, I will buy a secret rare of Artisaria. I make that a promise.
And for those of you who don't know, Otto is a very prevalent Japanese song, right? She's a Japanese songwriter?
She is a Japanese songwriter, artist, singer. She's got a YouTube channel. Great, incredible music. Any of you who haven't listened to her, you should go check her out.
Zenon's own personal recommendation right there. That's how you know it's valid. Any predictions for, well, I mean, I think we both know. I mean, Polyphonic's going to probably crush this fight, but what do you think she's going to do?
So I've had a couple of ideas. Obviously, due to the reveals of like, since the commercials for Set 7, we know now that Polyphonic uses Shadow Army tokens similar to Orphis did. Now, how she's going to use those tokens can be anything, honestly. We can use it for aggression, we can use it for defense. Maybe it's like, and words. It's just,
cinema.
There is just so much that could be done, and I really hope. I'll admit Set 7 card designs have been hit or miss, and I hope Artisaria is an absolute hit. They can do so much with this.
Yeah, and it's a bit odd that they choose specifically the, which by the way, yeah, if you all haven't been keeping up with the news, then that might have been kind of a spoiler there, but we did hear that it's a bit of a token base, but we don't know what it does with anything like that, right? So we don't know any of the effects, but the idea that it has the Shadow Army token as a base is a bit of a strange choice, because Lyrical Monasterio doesn't have any interactivity with Shadow Army tokens, so to speak, right? It's Brantgate that has all of the Shadow Army token in their clauses, right? But nothing from Lyrical, so I don't know why it is that they chose that. So there could be an interlay there that they're planning. I mean, shoot, imagine a Lyrical Monasterio donation card like starts popping up, right? That would be fascinating, but we don't know that. But that's something that I kind of been keeping in the back of my mind for why they chose that particular mechanic to bring it to a different nation here. And realistically speaking, I think that we're probably going to be seeing something of a control deck, or maybe even a deck that's a bit anti-control, right? Like imagine if sort of how Orphis Mask was calling over the Shadow Army tokens for its multi-attacks, this one actually just straight up eats its own Shadow Army tokens to power up the Vanguard. So she kind of like stands alone on the battlefield, which could be kind of a message, and maybe even a thematic overlay with Suzune's character, where she's sort of like this alone ice queen who stands atop all others in the card fighting circuit. Maybe not. It's a little bit tough. I mean, shoot, you know, people have been actually like going really crazy over here, right? Like, you know, some of the stuff that they've been saying, Zenon, they've been like, Impaldio's going to get a multi-attacker, and freaking Artisaria's going to like lock cards, or they're going to delete the Vanguard or something like that. Like, shoot, like even over here, right? They say Polyphonic locks just controls. Like, this is on our bingo card. They're even saying that, right? So people really want like to shoot from the moon for that, which I mean, look, Impaldio getting a multi-attacker I would be like really mad at, but like shoot, even that just pales in comparison to the idea of like suddenly Chaos Breaker out of nowhere, or you know, what's his name, Oxes? Yeah, Oxes out of nowhere as well if you're taking the delete route. Shoot, but you know what, I guess it could happen, but man, I don't know about that, dude. I don't know. It just seems a little far-fetched, but you know, I hope it's at least something more than token beatdown spam, you know? Because that's kind of what Orphis Mask ended up being at the end of the day, was ramp up set orders and beat down with tokens. So if they can use the Shadow Army token in a different way, I mean, that alone is good enough for me.
Yeah. Well, that was also an idea I had for a possible Orphis retrain. Orphis, come find your daughter. She's missing.
Truly.
I think she got lost in Lyrical.
Yeah, and she's just going around just slaughtering Brantgate until Orphis hears that his homie Impuldio got destroyed or whatever, and he's like, "Who did this?" It's like, "My daughter, the prophecy." The prophecy.
See,
all right, man.
And maybe also, so like, yeah, I finally found originally what I was thinking of. Artisari could be a slow, silent killer of a deck. It creeps up without you noticing, but just takes you by surprise. Kind of just how methodical and machine-like Suzune is. Or it could be her voice that she doesn't have and doesn't show, and it's just this explosive, aggressive deck.
Interesting. So that kind of sounds like not even a ramp strategy. That, I mean, heck, you know, maybe it doesn't even do like the straight up lock or delete that some people are saying, but what it does do is like it has an alternative win condition built around those set orders, kind of like how Omega Glendios has an alternative win condition, except it's not based on like field control or whatever at all, right? So it's sort of like that sudden explosion near the end, which, shoot, I mean, Sephiroth Gila kind of gave up the late game like blow up kill, you know, kind of deck strategy. So maybe Artisari can kind of pick up the slack there. It's hard to say. I mean, if it did, it'd be really ironic because it's Lyrical doing it, which is the one nation that Griffo didn't really jive with, if you're discounting all the collab nations, which I certainly do. Anyway, I think that's about it for like all the theories beforehand. I think we're both in agreement. Sekka's going to get creamed, and it's really just about, you know, how Artisari is going to like perform here. That's really the big question. So let's see what's up.
That's a nice house.
Damn, bro. I want that house. Two. Okay, already a lot of like theming here, right? The metronome like grandfather clock there, which is like no one can stop her time, her rhythm, which you're just talking at the end.
At the end, yeah, what you said at the last episode.
Classic. Bridge parents never show up. Win.
Oh, it's so rude. Unlike Shiranui, they know how to say this right.
Finally, we're done with the Shiranui Luard ads. Okay, now we're fast forwarding right here.
Fight. Absolute great fight. I rewatched it earlier today.
Dude, I want that OST that they played when Gui took his Persona right turn. That was great.
Hanso, I'm pretty sure Hanso's working on it.
Oh, I hope so. Hanso is the GOAT. I requested the fight OSTs from episode 2, and he delivered. He sure did. In record time too. Yeah, you talk big, bro. You talk big. Do you even know what she does?
I'm pretty sure she doesn't. She'll definitely be.
Dude.
Caramel girl, my absolute beloved.
Sour Patch Kids. First they're sour, then they're sweet.
Why are you talking to me? Please leave me alone.
Who is this inferior fighter talking to me? Oh no, it's L from Death Note. He said the same crap. It's okay. Even on an all caramel diet, she can still lift up her cards. So she's living up to the Rorican name on that alone.
Honest, at least she's still like such a good, like she's like appearing to be such a good character. You know, she's not like overconfident and you know just cocky.
You know what she reminds me of? She kind of reminds me of a mix between Raika and Suo, right? Like she has sort of like the silent, depressive, I guess, apathy of Suwon a bit, but at the same time, she still finds purpose in winning in Vanguard, and she's also somewhat respectful to other people and doesn't just flat out ignore them, you know? Like, when she's spoken to, she will respond, so that's kind of like how Rika was too. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, at the end of the fight, she, like, bows and says thank you for the fight the same way Rika does, you know? Because, like, that also is probably a part of the Rorikin, you know, reputation is to be respectful in your victories. Okay, you just started crap here, girl. Come on.
I mean, she talks big, but
she's real small, let me just say. The way now, she's like, this is the part of the conversation where I stand up.
Who let the sassy child in here?
Oh, Jesus. The Saitama meme all over again.
It is the Saitama
meme. Yeah, how about you actually read what your opponent's cards do? You know, it's gonna be really sucky if it does randomly delete or some crap. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Ugh. She looks like a thug. And how do you plan to do that?
With my multi-attack.
Oh, come on! Don't say that, Zana. By the way, Rokuoin. Roku is the Japanese word for 6, and I see 6 people right here. Just thought I'd point that out real quick. I think that was her on the right side there. The family that never changes. Interesting. I wonder what the significance of 6 is. Wasn't there like 6 realms of the afterlife in like, what was it, Hinduism?
I believe so.
Yeah, like samsara or whatever. Oh, what's up?
Nothing. It's just it's scary, but Roku sounds very much like Roku.
No, that's just a coincidence, dude. I mean, like, we saw the reason why. There's like 6 people there. It can't be Locke.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess technically it could be too, but we already found the reason. God, I'm glad it's not Nabs' episode. He'd be all over this mother right now.
I mean, at least her mother still showed up.
Yeah, okay, so it isn't like the classic helicopter parent trope with rich families.
Kind of like Taizo.
Go dominate! Wait, in before it's Shiranui randomly? That would be so funny.
Just get to the... I just want to see the girl. Let me see Thesaria. I already have enough cards built for the deck.
You know, it doesn't feel coincidental that Suo's right here, bro. Suo's watching her. Ooh, look at the chains in his eyes.
He sees that he's like shacked.
Damn. Okay. So he sees it. Yep. They are birds of a feather. He's been in her position before. Oh God, and thus begins the I can fix her arc.
I will fix her.
I will fix her. I must fix her. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Mademoiselle. Battle Junkie. All I can think of is Breaking Bad dudes. Jesse, it's time to cook. And thus comes the multi-attacker. Go dominate. It's like, I had to fight Levidras. That's the meta. I can't dominate. Man, Rika's the best of the 3 though, bro. I'm gonna be real. Rika would have researched this match. I don't think you did.
Yeah, no. She's just gonna go into this head first and run head first into a wall.
You know what this is? This is the epitome of the charisma fighter versus the intelligence fighter. And like I said there, the intelligence fighter beats the charisma fighter more often than not. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, look, I agree, Rika. I think you're Omega based and they're just mildly based.
I mean, he's getting Rika's gonna definitely show off, probably in a bit.
Rebuild. Oh, bro, imagine he like dunks on Kagetsu. Oh, fight starts. Are they all gonna have complicated names like that?
I'm pretty sure they're all gonna have complicated names. How is Senka gonna go first twice and lose twice?
Shoot, I know, right? Hey, you didn't reveal in Paldio. You gotta pay your cost. Okay, anyway. Wait, I don't think we've seen
she has
that.
more than one.
Whoa. Damn, are those good generics? Because I do think they are. Okay, she's running Aura, so she definitely wants orders then. She wants a lot of them. Oh, that's cute. Seicho. Ah, yes. Now is just practically printing money herself when she says these lines. Okay.
I mean, at least Senka knows not to let the yawn hit.
Yeah, and it's also worth noting that she had a risk on a 1 to pass and it didn't break, so that's big. Ooh. Damn, call it a front row? That's bold. Shoot.
That was a no pass because of the Exceed system.
Oh, you're right. Ooh, that's huge! Dude, healing is so good for Impaldio. So incredibly, because that's just more Exceed for you.
I mean, also, she gets to put that Impaldio into the gauge next turn and then grab it out for later.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Wait, whoa, that artwork. Whoa, that's ballistic. Okay, shout in shadow. So you're adding 2 different orders. Interesting. Okay.
There it is, yeah.
You just really need orders. What the heck? What are you doing? Maybe you're right. She's setting up for some really big play. Kuedo.
Impaldio still looks really cool.
Oh, he's awesome, dude. I love the red and blue flame thing they got going on with him. You don't need that, Senka. Add the 20k shield if I were you, girl.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need a Persona ride. You're Impaldio.
Oh, is that a new card?
Yeah, that's a set 7 card. It retires an opponent's rear guard. Oh, that was its name. Yeah, I know what it does. I don't remember its name. Damn, that's a really good artwork. No, Yuika! Not the one weakness of that self-bouncer. Well, bounce the thing in front of it anyway. They're really gassing up Impaldio to fall hard, bro. Remember, Obasan said, you have to go dominate. Does that mean they all play Shadow Army token? Ooh, that's cool. Ooh, here comes the new songs. Drive. Let's get it. Okay, what do you do? Ooh, big technological sounds. Drop zone, okay.
So that's a Regis effect.
We got violins. No! Bushi, no! We're not ready for that! Oh my god.
Oh no.
それじゃあどうやっても攻撃回数が減っちゃうじゃないですか。
それがロックの恐ろしいところだよ。戦火のデッキは攻撃回数が少ない。
Yeah.
相性は最悪だね。
I mean, judging from the fact that like she's getting hella counterpicked right now. What the hell? Walk? We're not ready for it.
スキル発動。学装カード1枚につき、シャドウアーミートークン1枚をコール。ガード。
Oh.
ファーストチェック。セカンドチェック。クリティカルトリガー。ダクロアのパワープラス1万。クリティカルプラス1万。シャドウアーミーのブースト。 ラクロアでアタック。
Wait, do you have to call to a back row or can you call to a front row? Because if this also multis like Orphis and has lock, oh no.
My guess is it might call to back row.
I hope.
Because if it did allow multi-attack, she 100% would have
done it, right?
like
Okay, so that's a draw card. You know what? I think about it. Well, okay, maybe Podio does have a restandard because you're locked now, so you're only gonna get 3 attacks. Possessive woman, Jesus! I saw that. That is so sassy. How much is that? Okay, so she's not at maximum potential. Oh, now that I think about it, Vinster can get around lock because it binds itself after battle.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter because Nebula Invoke is stuck there, so he'll just get locked again. God, that's what's so sucky about that mechanic, man. Oh, no more animation? Just a bing? Okay, fair enough. I guess the Akinas was the same way, huh?
Yeah. And just like that, Impaldia's divine skill goes down.
I mean, I guess she can hit like the Omega Nuts or whatever. You know what? Just play Volnute, bro. Just play Volnute. Easy. Like 5-head play. Wow. Imagine this just gets PG-2 and so it just doesn't matter. Yeah, but I mean, come on now. You really think this is gonna break through?
That is big.
Maybe she just guards like a bunch of cards to make it seem close.
Nope, she just had another PC.
Mama-san did say dominate, didn't she? She really did. Filthy. I've got. It's like can block this Oni-chan and then has like a freaking sentinel restrict. So, God, I need to know, like, what are the circumstances? So she locked as a result of placing that order, it looked like. So the question becomes then, does she have to keep placing it? And does she have to place it by Artisari's ability?
That's what I feel like.
Another question is then, can it, if it has to be from Artisari's ability? Ooh, that's a Rika quote right there. That's a Rika thing. Persona Raito. Yeah, is that like an on-play skill? Because it so it can have like the Gravidia weakness of needing to be on place. There it is again. Ooh, the music is nice.
Well, I'm safe. It's not auto. But it's unfortunate, but I am safe.
You know what though? This is giving me I don't think it is, but this gives me myth and wait. Divine skill activate? Oh, okay, no. Wait, she didn't boost. Oh my god. You know what that means?
Yeah, I know what that means.
But you know what? This is giving me Myth and Roid vibes. You know, like if any of y'all who have watched a ReZero, Myth and Roid, bro, amazing. Sure, why not? Give it more. I'm so pissed that it has lock, dude. Why does it lock? Hey, so Zenon, remember the thing that I was hoping it doesn't do?
It does everything you didn't want it to.
God damn it, man.
But she's so cool. Like, she just looks so cool.
I don't want to have to fight this. You are sexy, though.
Absolutely.
Mad crits everywhere. She ain't even really decompressing that much, bro. How is she getting these crits? Explain yourself. Ah, the classic lyrical KO. Sing.
thing.
Get 'em, my
And a swarm
swarm.
of butterflies.
I summon a swarm of butterflies. Are they gonna like blow up or something? Oh my god,
No, they're just-
that's horrifying. That's so...
They are just going to smother.
Well, they erased. Oh my god, not the Blankmeyer win con. Ooh. Just so terrible. Empoleon was struggling for survival, and they just like swarmed him. Oh,
I mean,
I called that, by the way. Freaking called that. Gonna bow and say thank you for the fight, just like Rika. Yeah, this is Rika and Suo into one waifu.
They took the best of Suo, they took the best of Rika, put them together, and made her a cute girl.
And so is their Vanguard. Wow. Well, that's not
Don't like
unexpected,
her.
I guess.
プロになるって夢は叶ったから、次はその先を描いていかないとね。
Xenon, I'm in distress. What are we gonna do about this? But she did it. But she
gonna
ripped off the
enjoy it.
Band-Aid, dude.
I'm gonna enjoy it.
All right, Bushy. All right, y'all fumbled the ball with Locke twice. Y'all fumbled the ball in G and y'all fumbled the ball in V. Let's see if third time's the charm. Can you do this right? Gang, gang, bro. Gang, gang. Let's do it.
ヴァンガードは勝負の世界。強さ以外は全て不純物。喜びも悲しみも私には必要ないものです。
空っぽなのか。あいつも。
Fight, fight. Fix it, fix it.
Fight.
Fixo, fixo. Fixo, fixo.
こんなところで何やってんだよ。
Okay, so Kuon's gonna be up next. I guess that makes sense because he got set 7 support to show off just like she did. So, let's see. Kagetsu? You know, actually, Rezael got 7 support, right? So maybe it's him, although, shoot. Would they give us that? Could also be Kagetsu.
でも気持ちが高ぶってるみたいです。どうしても本気で戦いたかった相手。
Hell yeah, game face. Huh? Who? Honestly, I could mean any of them, huh?
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
I mean, shoot.
だってそうでしょう。運命王と宿命王。
Hey, let's go, bro. It's the meta battle. It's top cut, baby. Let's go. Laku. Fight. Go, son. See, she's kind of like cute and frank in her own way, you know? They do her well.
手札かドロップの学装カードをセットし、その能力を発揮。
Okay,
メダル
Andrew.
マニアをセットすれば、相手ユニットをロックして、
Okay.
機能停止にすることができます。
Okay, so it's if you set specifically that order off of Artisaria, you get to lock.
That's fair.
Yes.
Oh man, this is gonna be a tough one to predict. I wonder who people think would win this fight. Oh damn, Akina showing some resolve there. That's actually a little surprising. I thought it'd be the other way around. I thought Kuon would kind of like go. Laku. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull my TCG brain out for a second here. And well, that was the elephant in the room, but. Talking about the episode itself, it was a good introductory episode, right? You know, we get a bit of insight into Suzune's character here, and I really like how they do her writing, right? Because with her writing, she doesn't feel like one extreme or another, you know? Rika was a very super sweaty competitive player, right? And while he was respectful, he also really shifts geared super hard. On the other end of the spectrum, you have someone like Suo where absolutely nothing matters. But they sort of hit a middle ground with Suzune, where Suzune is responsive, right? And she actually seems like she has somewhat of a personality, but at the same time, she is still chained down by this missive to fight and be the best for the sake of her family, right? But it's not like a noble deed. No, she does it because she has to for the sake of reputation and tradition, right? Which are lame reasons. So she's held back by that. So I think she's not like far gone the way that Suo was, right? Like it took Akina a hell of a while to actually reach the Suo, right? To break through that. I don't think it's going to be as hard with Suzune here, because she's already kind of having the gears turn in her head after talking with Senka in the post fight, right? That said, she might be harder than Suo in that she's a really strong fighter, and she might only listen to strength. So Suo's gonna have a hard time here. Thankfully, fight wise, Invoke Alchemist kind of gives the middle finger to Locke anyway, so they chillin'. But that fight will be much later on. They're gonna save that one for a hot minute, it feels like. So how'd you like the episode? I'd say this sucker was like a good 9 out of 10. It was pretty damn solid, right?
I mean, if you're going bias, I'd give it an 11 out of 10.
Damn straight.
But if we're going just general enjoyment, everything, I'll give it the same. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Really
Fair.
Enjoyed it. Enjoyed the fight. They brought back Locke, but at least it's somewhat balanced. It only seems to be one per turn. It only seems to be one unit at a time. Though Noir must be fuming when he sees this because, bro, man, the Messiah made, and he doesn't even get to keep his units, like his opponent's units locked yet. Messiah can just say, no, stay.
Well, in fairness, Messiah Lock's a lot easier than... You see, that's going to be what I wonder about with this deck is how easy is Lock, and also how important is Lock to its overall gimmick, right? So... what if a lot of what it does is board based on the tokens and the set order ramp, and the Lock is just like this little extra thing you could do on the side, right? So it feels like almost like this random element. I wouldn't be that mad at that, right? Because the reason why Lock got really out of hand with Link Joker is that it was too free, too easy, and too plentiful. You could lock so many things so often that your opponent couldn't really fight back, right? Originally, when Locke was released in the Break Ride era, it felt a lot more interactive because Chaos Breaker was really held back by its resources. It was hard to sustain Locke for a while, so it required setup and counterplay. So it felt much better there. Here, I wonder, because it seems like it's not as powerful, but even one lock per turn is devastating for Standard, right? Because Standard is such a fast format, relatively speaking, that something as disruptive as a locked front row is going to break down. It's going to dismantle a lot of decks, There are just some decks, especially where they look at this and think, what are we going to do? Like, for instance, like Impaldio is a great example of this, right? Where it's down to 2 attacks now. They just got double Constant Gardo, and there you go, right? The power of the Divine Skill basically fizzled. All it meant was just like an extra card in hand, realistically speaking. That's all it meant. But, what about some other decks where this could also get really, really painful? Like, what if Alden had to deal with a lock, right? And now the Rajinel combos aren't that good, or the fact that they can't be retired, but it doesn't matter because they're locked instead. So that really sucks. Or any Vanguard that requires a full board, that would really suck.
So Maelstrom will hate this.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Maelstrom, my boy, I love you.
Maelstrom loses like half its attacks. Maelstrom loses half of its attacks, dude. Like straight up, Maelstrom loses to this so bad.
Zorga actually will love facing this because it's like, haha, I get to clear my board.
Well, yeah, kind of. Your home Kokoda user stuck out there.
Oh, yes.
So what happens when your home Kokoda user stuck out there and you get locked every single turn? So not only can you not res that back, but now you're only stuck as a 2-turn attack, except for the Divine Skill.
Yes. At least if you use the Divine Skill and set it up right, you can just clear your own board, so that way nothing gets locked in the front row, and then on the next turn after, hope to kill them with the 3 attacks. And then after that, you're kind of scared. It's basically if you can kill them fast enough, you'll be fine. If you can't, well, tough luck.
Yeah, and it also just kind of like is wild to me that you could just like multi, You just call Shadow Army token to front row, dude. It feels like Regis. It really feels like Regis. Even that 1 grade 3 that's giving power when called over, it feels like Regis.
Mm-hmm. And then what is it? So here's the thing that we noticed: she didn't use Shout in Shadow.
No, but Shout
At
and
all.
Shadow was the card that was generating a token, I think.
No, Arthasaria generates the tokens.
Hold up. Meta. So, okay, let's go after the really fair and balanced mechanic real quick.
Alright, so from what I remember seeing, like, when Suzune was introducing the card, she has to set specifically the order, like that one specific order, the Mega Romania,
Yeah, for the
to
lock.
lock. Yeah.
Okay, so after this explanation, what I'm wondering about, because I think I saw Shout and Shadow when she was attacking. This is important.
Her deck depth, well, because Yurika also exists. That's where the souls come from.
Okay, Yurika, yeah, she's making room in the front row for, Wait,
That's
okay.
just the one she said.
So yeah, where is Shout and Shadow?
Yeah, no, she doesn't use it this fight.
Weird.
Oh wait, no, that is that one's shouting Shadow.
Oh
Once you
yeah,
guessed
and
it.
you know what else I noticed?
Yeah.
In the drop zone, when it's paneling on by, in the drop zone, there's another Shadow and Shadow. You can tell because the butterflies on its right side, right? Or left, I guess, relative to you, but still. So that's trippy.
Are they the same? Did they just like make a mistake and like name the order like the same order, two different names? Because they look
No.
almost identical.
Maybe they named them like maybe they're different names but same effect, so you can have like 8 copies effectively, and that's what they're going for here. But if that's the case, I don't know why they would do that. So this is going to require some Tuesday style explanation when this gets revealed like officially on Tuesday, and we can see what the costs and conditions to all these cards are, right? So that is trippy though. Bushiroad's taking a really big gamble here that standard format will be able to deal with lock. And admittedly, I'm not gonna lie, when you really break it down here, lock is actually not going to be that effective against some of the big decks of the format, right? Rezael can clear its front row every single turn. So can Levidras, as in addition to Levidras being able to attack from the back row. So that's also a really important like feature of it. I mean, and then also Varga Dragras like wipes its entire field, you know?
And then Odium can at least clear off one of its own rear guards each turn. So
And it's also worth noting that Odium's Divine Skill can kind of circumvent the lock, because then it'll unlock by the end of her first turn before she goes into the Divine Skill turn, right? So she can still get 5 attacks, and it only stops 1 attack, not 2 attacks with that one, because of how the turn passes. So there, a lot of the strong decks can still get around that, so that is interesting. But God, if you don't have like a good way around it, you're gonna get bullied into submission, it feels like. Now, I think one saving grace to this is that the power lines don't seem that fast or that strong. So I can imagine where it sort of noodles at first and has to like ramp up the orders to get more power to the front row. Like this will probably start feeling really bad once we get around to, I'd say, turn 5 or something. That'll start to get really oppressive. And shoot, if you go to turn 6 for some reason, and then you get 4 of those orders in there, and that's just 10k to front row, and then 10k for Persona Ride, and then you're calling 4 tokens in a column, and it's like, oh yeah, baby, oh yeah. But that would take a long time to get there.
Here's the thing: is she just locked out of setting additional orders in a turn, or?
That's a good question. That is a good question. I don't know. You see, this is another thing about the cost and conditions of it. We just don't know what to say. But, you know, that's just on the CTG side of things, right? So in terms of the anime episode, it was fun. It was nice. I think Senka's character is delightful to watch, which is always going to be a benefit of her. So, you know what? Thumbs up to her, man. She certainly tried. She fought her heart out there, for better or for worse. And she had a really good attitude at the end of it. So, you know, mad respect for that. So now we're going to be moving on to the next episode. I guess the final question before we call it a reaction. Akina versus Kuon. Who do you think takes it here? Based on the story and also the relative decks and skills.
Ooh, this is a tough one. If we want to like make the idea for a lot, like, because the whole lottery system that was introduced at this like last episode, and at least some of us in the community, I definitely feel Group C is gonna be the lottery group.
Yeah, it just feels like it because they're the most like tight and overwhelming group.
And so I want to say that Kuon will actually beat Akina here.
Mm.
And then like Akina, I have an idea of who Akina will beat, and then just so this will cause the lottery mechanic. Also,
Okay.
I have 3 predictions for the next like 3 fights after next week's episode.
Shoot. Okay. Okay. You lay it on me.
Erica versus Now.
Mm-hmm.
Megami versus Suo,
Mhm.
and Kagetsu versus Raika.
I mean,
They're gonna show.
makes sense because they're alternating it, and it's also set.
Yeah.
It's set 8 decks as well.
And then after that, I have an idea that they'll start like skipping some of the like fights of like characters that have already played and lost and all that.
Yeah, they'll probably
So,
start
like, I
setting
feel
up
like-
Top Cut for season 4, right?
Yeah, so I definitely feel like Gi and Stinka might not have a full fight anymore after this.
Ah, that's fair. Maybe they'll like show like just the top 2s, and then like they move on over. I don't know what's going to be skipped and what's not going to be skipped, so that's kind of that's an interesting take. But I agree that this fight right here is sort of a way of them closing out set 7 as well. So that makes sense for them. And then set 8's going to start rolling around with the other ones. And once they get to that point, well, then we're gonna start seeing like some of the other big headrunners, right? Like, what does new Magnolia do? What does new Blankmeyer do? What is new Duisburg Reveal going to do? You know?
What is like new Magnolia, new Blindmeyer gonna do against Locke?
I mean, man, Magnolia's chilling, dude. Magnolia's got like its entire board.
Mag is really.
Yeah, and Youthberg also, man, Youthberg can like fight against it, and so can Blankmeyer. Blankmeyer's got the Invoke Alchemist to like make it good, solid 3 attack turns, especially if what you're doing is Zamoogs or Vadrock. So you got really strong rear guard pressure. And if that wasn't enough, I mean, Youthberg is like, yeah, you can take out one of my rear guards, but all they do is set you up. It's time for the sky to fall, Vanguard style.
I mean, that's like pretty much how Sybil beat Kuon on the last seed. Is like, yeah, sure, I don't care about my rear guards. I will just bash you in with the Vanguard.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how it goes. So I think my prediction here is going to be that based on how this fight turns out, I can see where it can go either way, but I'm actually going to vote against you and say that it's Akina that wins this, because it feels like overall, based on like those previews and also just where they are in the world, it seems like Kuon is he seems a little bit more self-assured compared to Akina, but at the same time, I think there's some sort of hidden trepidation in him that hasn't really been sussed out. It's just kind of the impression I get, because people are like looking at him like, huh, you know, you seem confident, but at the same time, there's something nervous about you. So maybe I'm like over-examining like the little end credit says they're trying to like give a little preview to the next episode, but I kind of feel that. So I feel like Akina might be able to impress and like get this victory here, but then as a result, he ends up like losing to Raika, but then he beats Kagetsu, and like losing to Raika and seeing the other fights and how they turn out is going to like kind of prep him for this battle, you know? Like that's where I feel it's going to come up in, but you know, that's just my perspective here. Maybe I'm like rooting a little bit too heavily on my Rezael board, you know?
No. I agree, because it would also make sense. Like Akina was introduced as a diamond in the rough. It might possibly make sense for him to win his first round.
Fair enough. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. So if you guys did like this reaction, do be sure to check out the other reactions that came beforehand, because we're already on episode 4, so we're a fair bit into it, but you still got time to catch up if not. And if you have caught up, then be sure to check out my other Vanguard content, whether it be fight nights, more of these reactions from previous seasons, discussions, whatever you want, go ahead and check it out. And if you like what you see, consider leaving a subscribe and notification bell. And with all that said, take care. God bless y'all.